Hey guys, it's Josh, and as you can see by the title of this video, it's a retirement video. Sadly, for the Northwest planes. Northwest was a great airline. I made a tribute video to them. You can go check that out. Northwest was a great airline. I love Northwest. I always flew them from Orlando to Detroit until Delta took them over, and then I flew Delta. So I love Northwest. My favorite airline. It's kind of sad having to retire these planes, knowing that they're still in service, just as Delta planes. I know that the Delta plane over there, the 747, but the 757 was originally a Northwest plane. So it's kind of sad having to retire these models when, if they were painted in Delta colors, they'd be perfectly good. I'm going to put them either in an air museum at my new airport, which I'm going to build soon once I move to Memphis, or it's going to be in like 5 weeks. So thankfully in 3 weeks I'm going to Detroit, Michigan. I'm going up north doing a few camps and stuff. It's going to be really fun with my friend, and we're going to go to Cedar Point. Hit me up if you like Cedar Point. Cedar Point is awesome. I love their roller coasters. I want to be a fighter pilot and then a commercial pilot, because I've always loved doing all the roller coaster stuff. So the Top Thrill Dragster, Millennium Force, Maverick, all those, I'm going to hit them up. It's going to be awesome, just like a fighter pilot. I remember they used to have an old ride my uncle told me about. It's called the Jumbo Jet. It was a pretty cool ride. It looked kind of bad from a few of Roller Coaster Tycoon games that I've seen. But other than that, it looked pretty good. I mean, it didn't look too great, but it didn't look too bad. It didn't look like, I don't know, say Manta at SeaWorld. Kind of just baby roller coaster there. But anyway, Northwest A330 going to be retired. I didn't even do a review video of this because of the fact it was a Northwest plane. The registration number is N812NW. I know for a fact this plane is still in service. It was delivered in 2006 to Northwest Airlines. First flight was October of 2006. So that's that plane. And obviously, considering it's in the old colors, the 757 is going to be 10 times older than the Northwest, the other Northwest A330. This one, I believe they're going to retire, so this one's understandable. But the registration is N58 US, and you can tell if a plane is ever registered US, like the 747 over here, that it's an old Northwest plane. Northwest used to use US a lot for their registrations. The 747 was delivered in '89. This one was delivered in, it was delivered in, where is it? August of 1996. Actually, this model isn't too old. The 747 is older. So actually, I think this model might not be one of them. I just thought because of the old colors that it would be one of its models that they're going to retire, or the jets that they're going to retire. But anyway, here's a little close-up. Bowling shoe livery, my favorite livery, behind Lufthansa and Delta. Lufthansa has to be my first, Delta's a second, bowling shoe third, and then the new Northwest, my favorite. But this is the very old Northwest tail. As you can see, this tail, you barely ever see it anymore. It has the N inside of the circle, which, if you look at the new Northwest tail, it doesn't even have the N. So you can tell that the bowling shoe thing is completely outdated compared to the newer silver Northwests. This one has been used, that livery, since the 80s for Northwest. They always, bowling shoe, you saw a bowling shoe and you said, oh, that's Northwest. And then this is also a very nice livery. It's really modern. It really is. This one, the most modern ones have to be this one and the Delta for me. My they're the most modern. I think the reason that they're the most modern is they have, like, look at this. There's nothing on the belly. That's pretty modern. And then having the lowercase words like this and having it in that font, to me, just looks like modern. Just shoots out at you modern. And then chrome. Chrome is really modern. And these Americans aren't modern at all. These are the 90s Americans. They still haven't bothered repainting. But this is pretty modern too. This one and the Northwest have to be the most modern that I see. The Northwest is really modern. But back to the bowling shoe. I love this model. I'm going to keep this model. This is going to be the Star retirement model. I always loved Northwest, and I always loved their bowling shoe colors. So I got this model. This one and the Delta Sky Team livery were actually my first two models that I ever got. Both 757-200s. And my second models were this one and the 767, which is over here. And what was after that? I got the American with those, so it came with the Northwest, the Delta over there, the 767-300ER, and then the American. So I got those. I'm not sure how I found the American for $29. It's actually a pretty good deal considering how much the 737s go for today. Honestly, I would sell this model, but it's missing a landing gear, so I'm not gonna sell it. I don't really like the no flaps, or I said flaps again. I used to do that in all my earlier videos. I don't like no winglets. I think it makes it look bad. So I'm probably going to try and find another wheel and get rid of that. Hopefully on eBay, $30, something like that. But 777-200LR for Delta. The old Northwest plane, I think this should be up here with Northwest, just because of the fact that it's an old Northwest plane in Delta library. So there you go. Love Northwest Airlines. I can't express how much I love them. I got a lot of things about Northwest Airlines. They sucked and stuff like that, but really they didn't. They had great service. My grandma flew with them on within the month of their last flight, and the flight attendant was extremely nice, and he loved his job at Northwest, and he said he was really gonna miss it. And he was actually a comedian in training. He was working for Northwest, so he made jokes. That's the thing about Northwest. Northwest was really just a laid-back airline. I know that for a fact. I mean, if you go to Delta or American nowadays, they're not laid back at all. You ask to cancel a flight, they make sure you get the fee. Like Northwest, the people, if you ask them at the desk, they probably say, well, you know, we could probably get you a little bit of a discount on that fee, and then you would have to pay the full discount. But with Delta and American and Lufthansa and United, you're not going to get that fee. I'm not saying that they're bad airlines. I really do like Delta. I'm just saying Northwest was really just a laid-back airline, and I really like that about them. Main operations were in Detroit, and that's another thing I really liked, because I always flew to Detroit, so it was nice to see all those Northwest planes. The thing about the merge, though, is I like that they got 777, 76, and you know, they got more planes than they had. Northwest, the second biggest plane they had was an A330. And this was their biggest plane. They were the launch customer of the Delta 747-400. So this is one of the originals. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, I'm running out of time, guys. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Big shout out to Delta A330, Alex Brodke. Thank you for your help. This is Josh, signing off.